It's a Canadian tradition, Labor Day long weekend. Get on the road, go visit family, friends, camping, maybe go to the cottage. And some long distances are traveled. Ben Spatafora is with me, from National Director of Car Cost Canada. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, so there, it seems like a pretty typical thing that we do. It's almost routine at this point. We get on the road with the family, head on down the highway. However, there are some things that we're probably overlooking that are pretty simple.
That's correct. So in other words, before you take off on your trip, you want to make sure that you're prepared with some supplies, whether it's an emergency kit, whether it's extra water, that sort of thing. But because remember that as you're driving along the highway, especially in the summertime, you're going to be encounter heat, and heat is an enemy when it comes to cars.
On a couple of fronts, right? Well, let's start with the very front. The thing we look through, probably one of the most important things, so for our visibility, is our windshield.
Absolutely. So with your windshield outside, it's becoming very, very hot. So you want to make sure you have the proper detergent in your windshield washer, as well as you want to make sure that your windshield washer wiper blades are in tip-top order.
So yeah, the wiper blades, I hate the streak. I can't stand it. It just drives me crazy. And some people live with it, right? They just let that thing go.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about other things that might not be so obvious to us. First of all, what's this on top of the car?
A little emergency kit. So in other words, if you do have a breakdown, it's a good idea to have a little emergency kit. Oncoming highway, when you're in the car, it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when you're outside standing beside the highway, cars are zipping by. So you want to make sure you're visible.
A couple of a pylon here that has reflectors on it. Inside would be?
A few flares.
Flares, okay.
Flares and some other small items.
Listen, in this area, people travel along Highway 17 at night quite a bit as you're heading toward different spots in the province, and it's pitch black out there. There's a lot of spots with no street lights or anything. So flares, not a bad idea. Plus, gives you visibility. Police can find you easier.
That's right.
Things like that. What else do we have? Some tire care, I see.
Yeah, we have tire care just in case you may have a blowout, that sort of thing. You have a light as well, because if it's at nighttime, you want to make sure you're able to be seen.
Okay.
It has a flash like that, or sometimes an emergency flash that helps. You're telling other people that, hey, listen, I'm in trouble. And here we are.
I see you have a gas can in there. That seems pretty obvious, but a lot of people ignore that.
They do. They ignore that. You may run out of gas. Sometimes your gas gauge may fail. You don't want to have something too big because this empty is light, but when it becomes full, it's kind of heavy. And bring along some gloves as well.
I hate getting, you end up splashing a little bit of gasoline, and you're like nauseated in the car with it, no question.
Yep.
Another cool thing I read about before we started here, the number of hours consecutively that you want to drive. What's the ideal number here?
Sure. So what we recommend is no more than 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours. It gives an opportunity for you to get out of the car, rest. Remember that you're inside the car, it's nice and cool, but outside it can be hot.
Okay, so a lot of us are breaking that rule.
Yes, a lot of us are. The cars are really well built today. You have stereos, you have iPads, iPhones. It's a great entertainment system right in the car, and you think you can go forever. But you want to make sure that you stop, give your car a rest, do a walk around. Those tires, again, heat is an enemy when it comes to cars.
I'm glad you brought up tires, because I want to take a look at the tires on the front of this car, which you have brought specifically for this reason, right? So let's have a look here. This is almost smooth feeling. At first glance, the tire doesn't look too bad, but on the outside, what am I looking at here?
That's right. So that's a product of a lot of turning and uneven wear, perhaps tire pressure, that sort of thing.
And alignment, imagine.
And alignment as well. In other words, it still has lots of tread life. However, driving a car in a straight line is easy. When you're starting to turn and making lane changes, especially at high speeds, you want to be very, very careful.
And then, I guess last but not least, is the rest of the family, not just the driver, but concerning yourself with making sure that people are comfortable in the car, right? And you showed me a great product. Show me how that works, actually.
Sure. So this is a window shade. And it's for the little people in your family. And the little people is either that have 4 legs or that have 2 legs. And it's simply a window shade like that. But again, because outside there's a sun shining on you, and you want to make sure that the people inside don't get sunburn, because you can get a sunburn driving inside of your car.
I love this actually, because usually it's a suction cup, and that does come with that option, but it looks like it just holds in almost through
nice and
pressure.
easy. Has an elastic. Just put it in like so. Of course, there's other different products at different darknesses and that sort of thing, but it's a nice, easy fix for you.
Other things, tarps, things in case you're lying on the ground working on the car, not exactly advisable, but sometimes necessary.
Yep, if you're dressed up for summertime, you may have your nice shorts, nice shirt, golf shirts, that sort of thing. So make sure you have a tarp so that if you need to get underneath the car or if you need to lie on the ground, at least you're protected from the elements.
CarCostCanada.com.
CarCostCanada.com.
All right.